YouTube, new family. What is going on? Daniel back with the video. Want to show something quickly as I have a night ahead with mom for her birthday. I also have a friend coming over, and we're going to enjoy some company together. You could say my only friend right now. I have my coach as well, who's my brother, and you know, my best friend. Sorry, I don't know if I said that, but my best friend I have right now is Peter, and he is someone I've known since grade 12. Right now I'm 30 years old, so almost like 15 years as friends, and I've removed everything else, and it's crazy to say in terms of like people and friends I was with, but it was really came down to frequency and alignment and going down the path that I was going on. There's a lot of people that you'll meet in this life that are nice and you get along with, and maybe they give you a laugh or a good feeling. But at the end of the day, like I always say, this life is about frequency. So you have to make the choices that, even though they hurt and you wish they could be otherwise, and you wish everyone could be around you and you can have friends always around, and you can just go to parties, and you wish and you hope and it'd be cool. Not a hope, but it'd be cool. I wish I could tell you that that's the way it works, but with frequency, there's very few things that will give you frequency, and if you find those things, you have to hold on to them. And if there's things that don't give you frequency, you don't grow from. Unfortunately, you have to let them go. It's nothing against those people. It's not that I'm better than anybody or I'm better than those people. It just comes down to energy and frequency. So that is why currently I just have my brother, my coach, and my best friend Peter, and then my family, of course. But I want to touch base on that quickly because many people maybe believe that friends is like currency, and the more people the more friends you have, and I'm starting to see that the people that have the biggest missions will have the fewest friends or people around, because you have to understand that in order to operate at the highest place and be closest to the source, you have to be the highest frequency. So the only way to do that, like I mentioned in my other video, is to be alone. There's the only way to control it. But crazy day today. Was in salsa, 2 classes of salsa. That's my, you could say, my current hobby, maybe even passion. But it's because dance is very spiritual. If you look at anybody dancing, they can only dance well if they don't think. And as I preach and teach here, thinking is the devil. So if I'm dancing, I'm flowing. And the only way I can be good at dance is if I flow. So it really practices what I preach, and I did that the past. I've been doing that today, past few classes, and I had a crazy encounter with someone in one of my classes that we attend together. Crazy how God works, so crazy, like levels, and just someone that was able to connect. One of the few people I've connected with on the topic of spirituality, and really, really connected, like almost same viewpoints, just getting energy, laughing, flowing, getting energy from each other, getting frequency. Crazy, so crazy that it just gave me energy. I just was able to just get out of, you could say, the stories, things that I was maybe holding on to coming back from Argentina, and that's all gone. It's crazy how we want to go, but when you really give faith to God and stop focusing on the how or when or how it's going to look, He really makes things happen that you never expect. Like I said, I never expected to meet that. Well, I've met him before, but form that relationship and discover that about him, and it just gave me crazy frequency. And it's just like a reminder that everything comes when you stop looking for it, when you accept where you're at currently. If you accept maybe right now that you're in a place where you don't understand things, maybe you're losing yourself, the world is shattering around you, it's actually good. This is actually perfect. I'll get to that later. But it's accepting that. So instead of fighting it, which actually makes it worse and creates more stories and more resistance, you accept whatever's going around, and you start to realize that things that you're holding on to or clinging on to and trying to control. Once you accept that you're going to lose those things, or accept that, you know, maybe that way is not the way anymore, it's crazy how you begin to actually accept God into your life. And, you know, those things are happening for a reason, because control, whatever you're trying to control, is hurting you. So God has crazy ways of, you know, finding you or making you find him and come closer to him. And that is one of the ways. And today was just a big reflection on that, on the power of acceptance in whatever situation you're in. Of course, when you're high frequency and, you know, you're feeling good, it's very easy to accept that situation. But the hardest situation to accept is when you're in the dark, when you're in stories, when you're overthinking, when you're in the past or the future, or you're just not at peace. You're disaligned, you're disconnected. You know, you've done the work, what I preach here, and, you know, still you don't feel it. It's accepting it. The power of acceptance is crazy. And, you know, as soon as you accept that, and whatever stories or maybe things the devil's trying to tell you that you should have done this, and oh, maybe it's that, and if I do this better, and like all these things, just accept and be like, okay, pray, say thank you, God, for, you know, this day. And, you know, if I need the dark, give me more dark. I accept where I'm at right now, and I'm grateful that you give me another day. Say that prayer, and you'll see how instantly, you know, things start to change. Not right away. I mean, your state changes, your frequency changes, and instead of resisting and trying to control and wanting, you know, to feel this way or that way, you accept where you're at, and it's almost like everything just releases, and then God is back in control. And then you get situations where, like for me, for instance, one example, but God just is able to appear again. But when you keep resisting what is happening and trying to control it and wanting it this way and that way, is when God is not able to work and, you know, provide his magic. And yeah, it's the only way out of any situation. But of course, you know, there's always going to be ups and downs. There's no perfect, like, you know, trajectory where you're always just up and up and up. There is going to be, you know, down, because it's life. It's normal. That's how you grow. You grow in the dark. You don't grow in the light. The light just exposes the you know, the work you've done, but you really grow and grow your roots and grow the tree and build yourself in the dark. So realize that if you have those days, accept them, be grateful for them, you know, thank God for them, and then grow from there. And then, you know, you'll see. I mean, I can't tell you how it's going to happen because I'm not, you know, God, but I can help you with getting to that place where you can accept. And for me, like I said, it's always a reset. Every day is a reset, but also every day is a lesson to get back to those basic fundamentals. And of course, with my coaching, we're able to get you to a place where you can first remove the vices, have the habits that align you, and then from there you can start to get in your power with removing certain things, speaking, documenting, removing fears. It's all spiritual. Everything is spiritual. Everything you can imagine or try to, you know, conceptualize and be like, oh, this can't be spiritual, it's spiritual. Everything is spiritual. So it all comes from where we don't see, and that's the most real. It's the first thing that was created in the Bible, was the heavens and then the earth. So, you know, as above, so below, everything comes from there. And as soon as you accept that and stop trying to control with what you see here, then you start to actually connect with the power. And then reading the Bible, of course, is the way to live. But, you know, if you don't know that, it's the manual to life. Crazy wisdom you get from there. And, you know, just teaches everything you need to know. And also talks about acceptance as well, not fearing, and all those beautiful things. But I want to make a quick video just to share some energy, some frequency, and help you realize that if things aren't going your way, it is perfect. The power of acceptance is real. And, you know, the ego wants to see something, always wants to see something shiny, or you getting something, or material things. But realize though that the most real things you never see, you feel. And when you accept and give your power to God, you'll see the most real thing come into your life. And, you know, you stop depending on controlling this and controlling that, and accept where you're at. Be grateful because you're actually alive and get to see that. You know, God could just snap his fingers and 10 minutes later you could be gone. So, you know, stop trying to control and be ungrateful with what's happening. You know, if you're in the dark right now, it's perfect. You know, accept it, be grateful, and, you know things are going to get better. only when you accept it, and then from there God can appear and help you grow in the dark. But the dark is where you could say, if you're trying this path, is the place to be, where you will be, and that's where you'll grow the most. As long as you're able to have the strength within yourself, the conviction, the commitment to stay this path, because it's the hardest path. It's very easy to live for the world and vices and feelings, but what I teach here is living for frequency. Then you can grow, and I will help you as well. You have my Instagram, you have all the videos, you have all the content you need, you have a masterclass as well. You have everything you need on my channel to begin living a life that is against what the world teaches you, because the world teaches you to live for feelings. You start to live for frequency, you start to grow, and then you can get close to me and see how I grow, and I can help you as well. But you can see videos in the past as well where I have low days. I'm not a perfect person. The only perfect person was Jesus Christ, and we simply just keep moving forward, keep growing, and keep making the right decisions. So God bless. If you stayed till the video, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys staying on the channel. Like and subscribe if you like. Comment below as well. Any situation right now that you feel you're not accepting, or maybe you feel it's going against your agenda or what you want, and realize that the only agenda, the greatest agenda that you can accept and follow is God's, because you have your plane of vision that's only here on the flesh and the world. But like I said, the one that created everything has his perspective from where you don't see, which is the most real, and no one can understand the power of it until you accept and give it, your power to God in control, you could say. So God bless, much love. Gonna go enjoy the night, a second night of salsa, of dancing. Dancing so spiritual, is beautiful, and life is beautiful as well when you start to accept what you have, because it is perfect. So God bless, much love, and as always, until next time, keep killing it.